right, so I posted the link to sign in on the page. All right, Shalom, Israel. You live with the Israelite School of Universal Practical Knowledge. Priest and Captain Soccer War holding down the class here from Memphis, Tennessee. All the brothers and sisters tuning in, man. We do it up live every Tuesday, Wednesday, and Thursday from 6 to 8 p.m. Central Standard Time. We have a physical school here in Memphis, Tennessee, man. The address is 216 North Hollywood Street. You brothers and sisters out there tuning in, if you got family, loved ones, people you care about in the Memphis, Tennessee, and surrounding areas, get them in contact with us here at the Israelite School of Universal Practical Knowledge. Since 1969, we've been teaching so-called blacks, Latinos, and Native American Indians the truth according to the Bible. What is the truth? The truth is that so-called blacks, Latinos, and Native Indians descend from the greatest people that have ever walked the face of the earth. The Bible identifies us as the lost 12 tribes of the nation of Israel. And in the year 2021, there is nothing more important than for so-called blacks, Latinos, and Native American Indians to learn the truth of who they are, where they come from, and what their purpose is here on the earth. So what we like to do with these classes is take an opportunity to go into the Bible, go into the scriptures, and give brothers and sisters an opportunity to reconnect to the Most High and really dive into this knowledge, wisdom, and understanding that is in this book called the Bible, so that we can return to our original culture, our original way of life, so that we can stand up and be the people that the Lord called us to be. All right, Tuesday is brotherhood class, Wednesday is biblical law, Thursday is scripture breakdown. And what I like to do at the beginning of every class is offer brothers and sisters the opportunity to ask questions. If you have any questions, all you gotta do is raise your hand if you're in the class, or type your questions in online. If you're tuning in online, if you're on YouTube, if you're on Facebook, there's a sign-in sheet. If you're not a member of the UPK, and you would like to be a member of the UPK, there's a sign-up sheet for you to put your information, for you to be able to go to sign in. Let me see if I could. Okay, it's not letting me copy it. Okay, there's a sign-in sheet for brothers and sisters to be able to tap into if they want to get their Hebrew name. If you're on Facebook, you should be able to access it. Should be in the comments. If you're on YouTube, try to come on. Matter of fact, if you're on YouTube, let me go ahead and go over to YouTube right now and post the link in there as well. For brothers and sisters tuning in, if you want to become a member of the Israelite School of Universal Practical Knowledge, if you want for your attendance in class to be counted, you got to make sure that you go ahead and do what you're supposed to do and sign in to the class. Bear with me. All right, bear with me 1 second, John. Shalom, brother. Okay, I got brother coming out right now. All right. All right, so if you want your attendance to be counted, as I said before, go ahead and sign in. Bear with me. Hold on. Go ahead and get this real quick. Hold on. So much. You gotta bear with me. I'm doing a lot right now. Hold on. All right, for brothers and sisters tuned in to YouTube, there goes the attendance link right there. Go ahead and sign in, get the information you need, and then before class is over, I'll provide the sign out sheet so you can go ahead and sign out. Every week, every night you attend classes, if you want your attendance to be counted, you want to sign in and then sign out at the end of class, all right? All right, now that we got that taken care of, tonight we're going to talk about the evil of pride. Right now we're in the midst of Pride Month, and it is a month dedicated to the glorification and the appraisal of homosexuality, transgenderism, really all types of sexual deviancy that is, prevalent on the earth today. And tonight we're going to talk about the evil of pride, to point out the evil of Pride Month, but also how pride can seep into other aspects of our lives beyond just the evil of the sexual deviance that's going on, all right? So before we get into that, if any brothers and sisters have any questions, all you do is raise your hand or type them in online. Any questions in the class? Come on with it, Trooper Osh, Bobby Rumia. Come on with it.
Sorry, sir. Was Christ when he was a boy, or do they count kids? I mean, do the Lord count kids as sin? Like my little boy be lying and stuff right now because he don't know no better.
Okay.
With that.
Let's just get it. All right. Let's show you in the scriptures. All right. The brother's question is, how does the Lord view children? Right. And specifically, how does the Lord view children in terms of them sinning, doing wrong, doing evil? Right. All right. So let's get Proverbs chapter 22, verse 6 first. 26. Proverbs 22 and 6. Proverbs 22 and 6. All right. All right. Going on with your brother. How you doing, man?
All right. Now, how you doing today?
Good to go, man. Good to see you.
You as well.
All right. Go ahead and take a seat. Okay. All right. You need a brother? You need a Bible, brother?
Yeah.
All right. Go ahead and get this Bible for you. Go ahead and hand him that one there. All right. Welcome you to the class. You know what I'm saying? The brother I had met a few months ago. You know what I'm saying? Me and Officer Tazadaki was out. We hit the Israelite School of Universal Practical Knowledge. Of course, we teach the truth according to the Bible. You know what I'm saying? So we're here tonight. Tuesday night is a brotherhood class. We're going to the Bible and discuss different ways that the Lord requires us to come together as a people. You understand? And restore the brotherhood and the strength that we're supposed to have among one another. You understand? So the class is open for any and all questions. You know what I'm saying? Anytime you got a question, all you gotta do is raise your hand. If we cover something and you're not sure but you don't understand it, all you gotta do is raise your hand. If you got a comment about something, all you gotta do is raise your hand. All right. What we do with these classes is what's different here than the church is we go into the Bible and we actually get understanding of how to apply what we're reading to our lives. Okay. You understand? For a lot of us, you know, we have a misconception of how the Bible is meant to be utilized in our lives, particularly in church. You know, the Bible, as you read it and you feel good, you know what I'm saying? Some feel good stories in there, right? But actually, the Bible is a book of rules and instructions that God gave us to show us how that we're supposed to prosper in life. Right. Right? You know what I'm saying? So we're living in a time right now, especially when there's a lot that's being promoted in this society and in this culture that goes against God. Right. And living contrary to God means what? Most High not on your side. Right. And if the Most High not on your side, then guess what? You're in the losing battle, right? Right? Because there ain't nothing you can do to be able to defeat the Most High. Right. So what we need for our people in this time is to learn the truth about God, learn what it is that He wants from us so that we can align ourselves with Him, and then we can begin to prosper and have the things in this life that He said we're supposed to have, right? All right, so that's what these classes are about. If I could, for a minute in the class, we're going to uncover our heads, right? So you go ahead and take your hat off your head. Right. If you don't have any questions, the brother had a question. Go ahead. Okay, so after I give this brother question, you just raise your hand and then we'll get to your question, all right? Trooper Osh, ask the question one more time.
I want to know how the Lord feel about kids sinning. Do they get punished by the Lord, or is that counted towards them in the last days?
Come. So the brother's question is, how does the Most High view children and them being out of order, being out of line, them sinning, and does the Lord hold sin against children? And if He doesn't, when does a child become a man or a woman, and now they're responsible for their actions, right? So the scripture I gave you was Proverbs chapter 22, verse 6. All right. And we're going to start with Proverbs chapter 22, verse 6. All right. Come on with it.
For Proverbs chapter 22, verse 6. Train up a child in the way that he should go, and when he is old, he will not depart from it.
The scripture says, train up a child in the way that he should go, and when he is old, he shall not depart from it. What we have to understand about the condition a lot of our children are in, children are like sponges. They only know what they've been taught. They only do the things that they've been shown to do. You understand? So as a parent, you have not most of the time, your children are a reflection of you. So you got children that's bad, you got children that's out of order, you got children that don't do nothing you tell them to do. Well, you got to look at who's their example. You got to look at who's training them, who's showing them how they should be living. You understand? When a child is a child, their actions are the responsibility of their parent. You understand? So for a lot of us, we got to realize that we got bad children, it's usually because we've been bad parents. You understand? Scripture says to train up a child in the way that they should go. If you train a child to be disciplined, train a child to be obedient, then they're going to learn to be disciplined. They're going to learn to be obedient. Everybody understands? Now, there comes a time where you've done all you can do as a parent. You tried to show them, and now you just realize that you got a bad child on your hands. You got a kid that's just rebellious, don't want to do nothing you tell them to do. They're completely out of order. You understand? But that comes after they're beyond the age of being trained. Everybody understand? All right. Now, the Bible doesn't give us a set date. There is no set age. But there is a time in every boy's life where he begins to become a man. All of us are men in this room, right? We remember when we stopped being boys, right? We remember when what our mama and our daddy told us, I ain't trying to hit it up and do my thing. And we knew what his life of consequences was more than just getting the spanking, or more than just getting the whipping, or more than just getting, punished at home. That's the time when you become a man. Everybody understands. That's the time when your daughters become women. Now, before then, before they get to the streets, before they get to the world, before they get to dealing with the white man, they got to deal with you. You understand? You train up a child in the way that they should go. When they get old, they will not depart from it. The problem is a lot of us didn't have parents that trained us properly, and a lot of us have not trained our children properly. Everybody understands? Come on with it.
Next part was Christ really sinless as a child, or it don't count to the child?
Okay, Christ was sinless as a child. All right, you got to ask yourself, what is it now? Having a bad child don't mean you have a sinning child. You understand? Come on with it.
Because I can make my son eat pork, so it wouldn't be on the kid.
That's on you. Yeah. So, for instance, when it comes to sinning, when it comes to being unrighteous is different than being bad or being how can I put it, a child that's out of order. Everybody understand? You tell your kid to go clean his room, and you come back, you tell them, hey, clean your room. You come back 2 hours later, or you come back the next day and the room ain't clean. That's not an evil child. That ain't a wicked child. That's just he's slothful. He's slow to action. Why is that? Why it take that boy 2 days to get the room clean? Because you don't put the fear of God in him the first day to get it clean. You understand? You realize you getting some kids, clean your room. Okay, they get up, clean their room. Other kids, clean your room. 2 days later, room ain't clean. What you got to do? You got to yell at them. You got to threaten them. You got to spank them. You got to discipline them so that they realize when I say do something, that means get it done. That's training a child. You understand? And as fathers, as parents, there's different situations and circumstances that you put your children in to see, are they good or are they bad? How will they respond to this adversity or respond to that adversity? And then you train them accordingly. That's what the scripture means when it says train up a child. You understand? But a child being slothful, a child that being quick to get something done, that doesn't make them an evil child. They're just a child that needs some training. Now, again, there comes a point where you missed all the training now. Ain't no more training you can do for that baby. That baby that child will do what the hell he want to do, but that's what he was taught, that he could do what he wanted to do. Why? Because you missed the window of training him. Everybody understands. And in here, we teach brothers that the time to really train your child is from birth till they're about 6 or 7 years old. All of the discipline and the morals and the move, when I say move, and the thing, like, you got to do that when they're young. When it comes to spanking a child, disciplining a child, spanking is just for 3, 4, 5-year-olds. And the spanking for a baby like that ain't a get the belt and whoop us like some of us got. Some of us had, mamas whoop the hell out of us. Daddy whooped the hell out of us. I I was growing up, my mom and them, there was 7 of them, right? They had stories of how my grandfather used to line all 7 of them up. He'd take them in the room one by one and whoop them, beat them bad. You understand? And they used to be so bad that if you didn't want to be first and you didn't want to be last. Right. You was in the middle. The whipping was a little different if you was in the middle. So the stories they be out there boxing out. That to be the last one to get the big. He called for the next one. Somebody better pop in that door. They in there fighting in the hallway to get in there. If you want to be third or fourth, so you can get the middle beating. That ain't as bad as the first beating or the last beating. Well, you doing that with 10, 11-year-olds. That's just abuse. Right. 10, 11-year-old ain't gonna learn nothing from no spanking. You got to get them when they 3 and you pop. That's a world of hurt to a 3-year-old. You pop a 3-year-old, he'll never do whatever he did to get that pop. He'll never do it again. You catch them while they 4 and you yell at them and make them get in the corner. They'll learn then. But you got a 9-year-old and you go to your room. What you accomplishing? You understand? By that time, you damn near. You missed it. You understand? Now that don't mean don't try to train them, but just know it's more difficult as they get older. Everybody understand? You know what I'm saying? So the discipline, you start early, you start when they're young, you train them up and build them up. All right. So to answer your question, Christ was a sinless child. He did not sin at all. He did not do any evil, didn't do any wickedness. You understand? Come on with it.
I think like all kids then are sinning. Is it any kid that's just so bad that they call like he's evil? Like that's he got a bad spirit.
If he's a child that's being trained properly and he's just rebellious. You give them the right rearing and the right training and they just rebel and go against it and say F what you talking about, then that's a rebellious, rebellious child. And with a child like that, you should expect as a parent that if they rebel against you and won't do what you say to do, of course they're gonna rebel against the Most High. Come on with it.
Bad seed, man.
I wouldn't say bad seed because that saying bad seed is like, they was born to be that way. You don't want to, everything in life is a learned behavior. You know what I'm saying? Everything that we experience in life is something that we've learned. We ain't born in this world knowing anything. So anything that we acquire, we pick up along the way is something that we learned. It's something that was introduced to us. You understand? Now there's some children that will take to some things more than others. Right. You understand? And that's dictated by their spirit and what they choose, the choices that they make. But that doesn't, that's not necessarily a reflection of them being born there. It's that I'm destined to have evil children. Don't think that way. You understand? But there's some children, no matter how well you train them, they're going to choose rebellion. Some children, no matter how well you train them, they're going to choose to fall in line. You know what I'm saying? It's the spirits that they take on and the choices that they make. You understand? Everybody understands? All right. That answered your question?
That was it, sir.
No sweat. Brother E, you had a question?
Yes. My question was, I had asked you about you have access to a residence to move into, because I new property owner about my property, and my time running short to find me a new spot. He not accepting my he going up on rent. He uplifting the value place, new roof, new fence, new rain no sensor, remodel on inside. And I ain't accepting my value. So I need to.
I got you. That's a personal thing. I help you with that after class. Talk to me. We'll work that out. All right. But I get you some help with that. All right.
I guess.
No sweat. So you good on that, right?
Yeah.
No problem. All right. We got a question online. The sister asked, when we pray, is it our own personal angel that delivers our prayers to the Most High? Also, is that angel the one that keeps us in our way? Meaning, does that angel protect and watch over us? Okay. For the sister, that's a good question. Let me go ahead and see how get the scripture on that. All right. Let me get let's get Romans chapter 8, verse 26. Romans chapter 8, verse 26. All right, come on, y'all, you got it.
The book of Romans, chapter 8, verse 26. Likewise, the Spirit also helpeth our infirmities.
What is infirmities? Infirmities are pains or hurts. Everybody understands. Somebody has an infirmity, it's like an injury or something that's hard, that's something that is hurting them. Everybody understands. All right, so it says, likewise, the Spirit also helps our infirmities, meaning what? We struggling, we going through things, we in pain. The Spirit helps to heal those things. It helps to make those pains go away. Keep reading.
Come on. But we know not what we should pray for as we ought. But the Spirit itself maketh intercession for us with groanings which cannot be uttered.
Everybody says, well, we know not what we should pray for as we ought. Meaning, in the times when we hurting, we going through it, we don't know what we should pray for. You understand? Times when we stressed out, when we worried, we don't know what we're gonna do next. We be unsure what to pray for. We be unsure how to, man, what do I got to do to get out of this situation? Well, as you're going through it and you in the midst of the struggle, there's the Spirit intercedes for you. Everybody understand? The Spirit, the Lord sees what you're going through. The Lord sees how you're hurting. He sees how you're stressed out. And guess what? The Lord makes sure that, how can I say it? I'm going to keep reading. Keep reading. It says, but the Spirit itself maketh intercession for us with groanings which cannot be uttered. Meaning, in the pain that you're going through, in the stress and the struggle that you're going through, that stress and that struggle and that pain, the Lord comes through in that. The Spirit comes out. You know what I'm saying? The prayers go up to the Lord, even though you may not be praying, you don't know what to pray for. That stress and that, oh my God, damn, man, I don't know how I got myself in this. That is the prayers going up. You understand? Come on with it.
So I mean, it's like I cry for help from the inside. He can't hear that. He kind of reads that. You can't utter it.
You stressing. You like, I don't know what the hell I'm gonna do. Inside, this is inside now. You ain't telling this to nobody. You ain't saying nothing to nobody. But inside you, man, what the hell I'm gonna do? Man, I'm gonna get out of this situation. Yes, you did. I can't afford to lose my place. I can't afford to get this put on child support. Man, what happened? I lose this job, man. I can go to jail. That stressing and that worrying, that's the Lord. That's prayers going up to the Lord. That's the Spirit making intercession. You don't know what to pray for. You don't know how to get out of this situation. That the Lord is working in the midst of that. Everybody understands. And the groanings that cannot be uttered, that's the prayers going up to the Lord. Everybody, like, am I making it clear to y'all? We've all been there, right? We stressed the hell out, don't know what we're going to do next, don't know, man, how am I going to fix that? The thinking of that, that's the prayers going up to the Lord. The Lord hears that. He hears the stress and what am I doing? How am I get out of this situation? How do I get myself here? Man, what the hell going on? The Lord hears that as, Father, please help me. Help me out of this situation. Give me what I need, Father. Please don't let me hit rock bottom again. The Lord, that's the prayers going up. Everybody understands. That's what this is saying. Keep reading.
Come, verse 27. And he that searches the heart knoweth what is the mind of the Spirit.
And he that searches the hearts knows what is the mind of the Spirit. Meaning what? The Lord is always searching us, searching our hearts, our minds, seeing what's going on in our thought process, how we planning to do things, and what we, what we trying to get done. He searches that, and in the spirit, he understands what you need. Everybody understand? Keep reading.
Come on. According to the will of God. Because he making intercession for the saints. According to the will of God.
Keep reading.
Come on, verse 28. And we know that all things working together for good to them that love God, to them that who are called according to his purpose.
Everybody understands. We know that all things work together for good to them that love God, to them who are called according to his purpose. Everybody understand? Here's what we got to understand. In all of that stress and that struggle, and the Lord hearing us and seeing what we're going through, and him dealing with us the way that he deal with us, if we love the Most High, what does it mean to love the Most High? We obey him and do what he said to do. If we love the Most High, then guess what? Everything will work together for good. All that. What if all of the stressing and the struggling you ever went through was to draw you closer to God? What if all of the L's you took and things not working the way you planned them was really to get you to realize, I got to trust in the Most High? What if all your failures was trying to show you, you think you got it, you think you know what you're doing, and you really don't. You got 1,000,001 plans, and none of them ever work. Why is that? Because you ain't doing it the Most High's way. What if everything that ever went wrong in your life was really the Lord trying to get you to realize the only right thing is to follow him? You understand? That's how the Lord works it out. Everybody understand. So for the sister's question was, do we all have a personal angel? Like a guardian angel, right? The scriptures doesn't tell us that, right? But the scriptures does tell us that there are angels watching at all times. Everybody understand? And there's an entire world that exists outside of our view. And there's a world of angels, and it's a world of spirits, angels and demons, and what the scripture says. Let me get the scripture for you. Get Ephesians chapter 6 and 12. You get Ephesians 6 and 12, all right? So to answer the sister's question, I can't say that we all have a personal, guardian angel, but the angels that are with us, they're familiar with us enough to know what prayers to send up to the Most High on our behalf. Everybody understand? In the same way that there's evil spirits that we battle, that bring temptation our way and try to get us off the path of serving the Most High. And guess what? Those spirits know what to tempt us with. They know the thing that is going to cause us to stumble and cause us to fall. So, and why is that? They're familiar with us. You understand? There's some things that we've been struggling against, 20 years, man. Been battling this thing since I was 13 years old, man. I love these hoes. Some brothers been battling with the love of hoes since they was, 11 years old. Right. First get your first taste. You've been battling since then. You understand? Some brothers battling with drug addiction, man. You get that first hit of that pipe, man. Man, listen, I don't know how to stop. I don't know how to quit. Everybody understand. Whatever that thing is that you've been battling it forever, and it's familiar with you. You understand? But guess what? If you stand with the Lord, then the Lord will have you to break free. Why? Because the Lord knows how to defeat that thing that you've been struggling with. So everybody understands. All right, get Ephesians chapter 6, verse 12. When it comes to us battling, what is it that we battling against? Read.
Come on. The book of Ephesians chapter 6, verse 12. For we wrestle not against flesh and blood.
You understand? We don't wrestle against flesh and blood. Our battle ain't with one another. There's a lot of brothers out here, they think that they battle is with some nigga from another block, some cat that's hating on them. Yeah, some op, you understand? That ain't what we battling with. Some brothers, you think you battling with your baby mama. Right. That evil bitch, or some ex-woman of yours. Man, I hate that bitch, that kid, that bitch. Listen, brother, your battle ain't with her. Your battle ain't with some brother that's struggling in the ghetto just like you. Right. What are we battling against? If our wrestling is not against flesh and blood, then what are we battling against? Read.
Come on. But against principality, against power, against the ruler of the darkness of this world, against spiritual wickedness in high places.
That's what we battle against. We battle against spiritual wickedness in high places. What are those high places? Those high places, some of us, is in our minds, but those high places is also in this society, in this government. Everybody understands. Our battle is not with flesh and blood, but our battle is with the evil spirits that exist in our minds and that exist in the minds of the people who run this society. Everybody understands. And we can remember that, man. Our battle is with what's in our mind. Our battle is with the thing that's trying to stop us from serving the Most High, trying to stop us from realizing what's important in this life. If we can realize that that's what we're really battling against, then guess what? Everything that we see, everything that's in front of us, we can damn near ignore that. If I realize that my battle ain't with this brother that hate me because I got on this color that he don't like, my battle ain't with him. My battle is with the white man who taught him that these colors is a reason to hate me. The white man who starved me and him, so we think that we gotta kill each other over a block where we can slang drugs. You understand? My battle ain't with this brother, man. My battle is with poverty. Think that. Your battle is with poverty. Your battle ain't with this brother. Your battle is with drug addiction. You understand? My battle ain't with this, you know what I'm saying? Your battle, you ain't battling with your woman. You battling with, feminism. You know, that's what you fight. That's what you fight. You fighting women empowerment. Well, goddamn, you can realize that, and you can say, well, you know what? This woman is a victim of this woman's empowerment. She thinks she's gonna rule over me when I'm a grown-ass man, but you can't rule over me. And now you can fight against feminism as opposed to fighting against this woman. Everybody understand? You can fight against the system of the white man versus, fighting, hating this woman about this child support. Hey, the white man who made the system to teach her that that's the way she's supposed to go about dealing with you. Everybody understands. Our fight is not with flesh and blood, but against principalities and powers, spiritual wickedness in high places. Everybody understand? All right, so again, to answer the Sister Waraka's question, I can't think of a scripture that says we all have our own personal angel, you understand, or personal spirit that's watching over us, but the Lord does say that his angels are always watching. Everybody understand?
So,
come on with it.
I just want we never know when we entertain angels.
That's a scripture, but that's more or less about people you encounter, you interact with. Meaning you should, so we can get that scripture right quick. It says entertain angels unawares, all right? Let's get Hebrews chapter 13, verse 1. When you read this scripture, you'll realize that it's what it's saying, all right? Hebrews 13 and 1, let's get this Trooper Osh read. Let the brother get it first. Don't sweat. All right, come on with it, Osh.
It's the book of Hebrews, chapter 13, verse 1. Let brotherly love continue.
Let brotherly love continue. You know what I'm saying? That's what we should all be striving for, is being brotherly to one another, showing love to each other. All right? Keep reading.
Be not forgetful to entertain strangers.
Be not forgetful to entertain strangers. What does that mean? Might be a brother you don't know from nowhere. Don't forget to entertain them.
Right.
Because even though you don't know him, that's your brother.
Right.
You understand? Just like when I met this brother, I didn't know this brother from nothing. He said, I said, hey, man, what's what y'all got going on? Guess what we did? We entertained the brother. Right. Talked to him, told him, yeah, man, we Israelites and this and that. Right. Like, oh, man, that's awesome, man. Where can I find y'all? You know what I'm saying? We exchanged information. That's letting brotherly love continue. That's entertaining strangers. You understand? Because you never know. A stranger could end up being a soldier. Right. Could be a brother that's going to stand next to you and go to war, go to battle, and fight with you to raise our nation up. Everybody understand? Keep reading.
For thereby some have entertained angels unawares.
By being brotherly, you understand? By entertaining strangers, some of us have entertained angels unawares. You understand? And some of us may have some stories of amazing you know, you met somebody and had a conversation with them, and it was an amazing conversation. You turn right, turn away, and then you look back, and that cat gone.
Yeah,
Man,
right.
where he go?
Right.
Come on with it, Oz. You want to bring something
No,
up?
I remember like when Christ was walking with him after he had passed,
Mm-hmm.
and they didn't know who he was,
Come
but
on.
they were still preaching the word to the man, like you didn't know that you didn't hear about Christ and what
Yeah.
happened to Christ. And then Christ, you know, he had faith like who he was.
Good.
You know,
They hadn't seen him since he had gained his new body, so they didn't know it was him. Yeah, just like that. You understand? But some of us have had experiences where I could, you know what I'm saying, tell a story. I was in a place one time I maybe shouldn't have been. And you know what I'm saying, at the having a drink and end up having a conversation with somebody, and the conversation led to me leaving out of the place where I was. You know what I'm saying? And I turn around and the person who I left the place before was no longer there. But then something happened inside that place where I was, where some people got hurt, and I didn't get hurt because I was outside. I ended up outside because of a conversation I had with somebody that led me outside. I looked around like, damn, what was that? Who was that, and why? You know, at the time I'm in the world, it was that was crazy. That was weird. But looking back, man, could have been an angel, could have been the Lord leading me out of that place, getting me out of that spot, so I wouldn't get hurt or get caught up in the nonsense that was going down. And guess how that happens? Let the brotherly love continue, and you know what I'm saying, entertaining strangers.
right.
You understand? Sometimes it could be an angel. Everybody's saying. Right. All right. We good on that?
Cool.
All right. Let me see. Yes, we could drop that. So, any other questions? So, what I want to talk about tonight was, you know, the evil of pride, and like I said, we in the midst of this Pride Month that's being celebrated in America right now. You understand? And this Pride Month is really, it captures the spirit of rebellion against God. You understand? Right now, with this homosexuality and this transgenderism and all of this sexual deviancy that's being promoted and being spread in this society, a lot of it is really just to empower people to go against God. Everybody understands? There's no reason for, homosexuality is not promoted like, there's two things that's promoted in this society: homosexuality and abortion. Right? And it's almost as if they're promoted like it's a badge of honor to take away the power not take away the power, but to challenge the authority of God. Right. You understand? Like, for those of us, I don't think people know how difficult it is to have a child.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? I mean, and there's some brothers and sisters that, you know, they've been trying to have a baby for years, man. They plan, go to the doctor and get the schedule of when the woman is the most fertile and having 5 times a day, and brother trying to just pumping all of the babies in the woman he can. And don't get, hold your legs up 10 minutes afterwards and all kinds of wild stuff, right? Don't get pregnant.
Right.
Then you can meet a broad and, you know, y'all kick it off and backseat of the car. Now she's pregnant, having a baby. Right. You understand? A woman getting pregnant is God does that. Right. We don't control a woman getting pregnant. Don't no woman control when she get pregnant and how she shape the baby or whether she gonna have a boy or a girl. That's God's work. Right. But the white man promotes abortion like it's a woman's right to kill a baby. Woman got the right to decide if a child lives or dies. Well, that's God. That power belongs to God. That authority to bring life into the earth, that belongs to God. Now, the woman is the vehicle through which she does it, but God is the one that decides that. A man and a woman can lay down together, but God decides if a baby's going to result from this. And then our oppressor pushes a woman, when they murder that baby, you kill that baby. That's your body. You do what you want to do. And they prideful about it. Women is, kill my baby. Right. It's my right to kill that baby. And if I have the baby, it's my right that you pay for it. Right. Evil ass thing, man. You understand? God has the power to make a boy or a girl. Like I said, that baby that woman's born, she don't decide. She don't form. Ain't nothing a woman can do to make it be a boy or a girl. God decides. If you got a penis and balls, guess what? You a boy. You live long enough, you'll be a man. If you got a vagina, you a girl. You live long enough, you'll be a woman. White man comes and says, "Oh, you a man attracted a woman's body. You a woman, and you was born to be, you Cheryl, you really was born to be Sean."
Right.
You can go and you see these women with take their breasts down and they, try to walk all manly. You ain't no man. You bleed once a month. You're a woman. Then you got some big giant men, soft and switching and talking all girly. Nigga, that ain't you. That ain't real. You a grown man. You understand? But this society pushes pride. Be proud of who you are. Be proud of what you decide that your life is going to be. And that pride is an evil, disgusting thing in the sight of God. Everybody understands? Come on with it, come on, y'all.
I just kind of, Bob, what you were saying, I just kind of crazy that gay people can't produce babies.
Mm-hmm.
So where's the new gay people gonna come from? You know what I'm saying? Where? So they got to recruit new gay people because they're not making gay people. You know what I'm saying? They're trying to force it on new people. Right. So we can always be gay people. You know, right? Because they ain't making no babies. She women can't make no babies. She men can't make no babies. I ain't making no babies. So where they gonna get the new gay people from?
Yeah.
Straight people, sloppy.
Meaning if everybody became gay, then there would be no more people.
Right.
Because gay people can't make people.
Right.
Everybody understands. Gay people cannot make new people. Come on with it.
I mean, would the gay people like to just go live on an island until they all die off here?
Well, here's what you gotta understand about gay people, right? And we talked about spirits, right? We talked about they being spirits. Gayness is like a disease. Just like drug addiction is like a disease. Just like women being hoes is like a disease. As men, you got a woman you love, right? Why don't you want your woman being around hoes? Your woman got friends that's hoes, right? Why would you as a man want to take your woman away from her friends? Why you don't want your woman being around hoes?
Influence.
Because the hoes is going to turn her into a hoe, right? How do they do that? Do hoes, force a woman to be a hoe? Do hoes, grab a woman and force her to go in the bedroom with a man and girl, go be a hoe? Nah. What do? They glorify being a hoe. They make it seem like being a hoe is fun.
Like they happy. Yeah.
Like they happy.
Yeah.
Listen, the most miserable woman on the earth is a hoe. Because a woman who's a hoe knows that she has nobody who cares for her. They might care about her body. They might care about the things she can do sexually. They don't really care about her. And a woman who has a man. That nigga's there at night, takes her out, and then go places with her. She got problems. She got somebody she can tell about her day. Do hoes have somebody they can tell about their day? No. Not in my experience. I don't, hoes have men who, just, yeah, everybody know what I'm saying, right? Woman that got a man. And guess who's jealous of that? The hoe. But what does the hoe do to rob the woman who's happy with a man? The hoe pretends that her life is better.
Right. Because it can't.
The hoe talks about, yeah, girl, I'm going out with Craig tonight, and then Tony come and pick me up in the morning. And the woman that's with her man feel like, oh, she had fun. When really she hates Craig and Tony. Because really, neither one of them care about her. Why? They don't even care if she's dating somebody else. When the woman who's in a relationship, her man care about her so much, she got to be in the house at 9 o'clock. And the hoe will make it seem like, oh, girl, you got to go in. You got a curfew on you. When the hoe wishes somebody cared about her enough to check to see if she was in the house at 9 o'clock. Everybody understand? The hoe infects the woman who's in a relationship with all of the fantasy, lies, and dreams about her fun whole life. She infects her with it. The disease of being a hoe latches on to the good woman. And now she goes out and becomes a hoe. She does something to dishonor her man and to foul up the relationship. And now what? He find out she a hoe. He get rid of her. Now she's living. Now it's two hoes miserable.
Right. See,
you understand? And it's influence. Well, guess what? Homosexuality is the same way. Gay people don't want to be around other gay people.
Right.
Gay people want to infect other straight people.
Right.
Gay people want to go in and they want new victims. You understand?
Right.
Because what you have to understand about homosexuality, every homosexual is a victim. You understand? I don't care. Listen, brothers, I don't care what age it happens. If you're a man and another man convinces you to try a penis, then you got molested, brother. You know, you got taken advantage of. You understand? Now, the reality is a lot of these homosexuals, they're raped and molested as children. Something happens to them, they get introduced to sex at a young age, whether it's through porno or whatever the case may be. Not all molestation is somebody physically touching you. You could just be exposed to too much too soon. You don't really understand and grasp what sex is about. You get introduced to it too fast. You understand? But that's how most homosexuals are infected. They get trapped by some type of trauma, some type of horrible experience, right? But for the few who didn't experience something traumatic in their childhood, who weren't molested or raped as a child or introduced to sex at a young age, you know, you mean to tell me you was a grown man and you let another man convince you to, put your penis in his mouth? How did that happen? Nah, brother, you got molested, man. You're a grown ass man. You let that man molest you. You understand? Or it's worse if it's the other way around. You can let a man convince you to, grab your ankles. Well, goddamn, I mean, that's rough. That's a horrible thing. But it's an infection. It's a disease. It's a poison. Everybody understand? And what I'm saying about, we're talking about homosexuality right now, but the same thing can be said about drug addiction. Think about the first time you tried weed, you hit a blunt. You know what I'm saying? Either you was too young to know what you was doing, or somebody said, man, you this, man, go ahead, smoke. You was like, nah, man, go ahead, man, don't tell nobody. Right. I know the first time I got high, you know what I'm saying? Somebody, older kids in the neighborhood, oh, man, hit it, man. Nah, man, I ain't smoking, man. Come on, man, you hurt your little nigga. Just go ahead, hit it, and feel all right. You feel goofy, you feel high. You high, you want to feel it again. Right. So it's an infection. Somebody influenced you. Somebody poisons you with this negative behavior. Right. Well, all sin works that way. Everybody understands. Pride is the same way. Everybody understands. So let me go ahead and just get into this pride discussion right quick. We got the Zondervan. I mean, not the Zondervan. We have the Merriam-Webster's dictionary definition of pride. That's not in the Bible. That's something I'm gonna read. All right. So this is the Merriam-Webster's dictionary definition of pride. It says the quality or state of being proud, such as inordinate self-esteem. All right. Pride is inordinate self-esteem. Now, what is inordinate self-esteem? Just go ahead and get the definition of the word inordinate. All right. Brother E, what we doing here, man, anytime we come across words that we don't understand, we make sure we get the definition of it. You understand? It does wonders to improve your vocabulary, but it also makes sure that you understand what you read. Exactly. So anytime we go into the Bible, we come across words we don't understand, I don't let brothers just skim over. I don't know what that word means. Yeah. I don't know. Well, then guess what? We got to go look it up. Yeah. You understand?
I see you got the Bible.
Yeah, they got the Zondervan Bible Dictionary right here. We got the Apocrypha, a lot of other books. You keep coming to class, you're going to see me have a mountain of books that we pull out as we go into discussing these different topics in the scriptures, all right? Okay. All right, so now we're going to get the definition of the word inordinate, right? Okay. So pride is inordinate self-esteem. What is the definition of the word inordinate? Go ahead.
Inordinate. Usually It's just like unusually or disproportionately large, excessive.
Everybody's saying unusually or disproportionately large, meaning this is outrageously large. Everybody understand? So now self-esteem is what? Feeling good about yourself. Hey, man, I'm good, man. I'm a good man. I'm doing what I'm supposed to do, man. Living life the right way. Inordinate self-esteem is I'm that nigga. I'm the man. I'm the greatest, most glorious. I'm God's gift to women. Everybody should bow down before me. Everybody should worship at my feet. Kiss the ring. That's inordinate self-esteem. It's like you think too much of yourself. That's what it means to be proud. And what is going on right now in this month in America? Homosexuals act like that's I don't mean to be vulgar, man, but these dykes act like, eating a vagina is the most amazing thing in the world. When to men, that's just some men, that's just what you do. Some brothers just what they don't do. But hey, to each his own. But a dyke but a dyke act like, getting a woman is, I get up, bitch. I've been getting bitches. I've been getting women since I was, 13. You ain't doing nothing special. Yeah. And the dyke ain't doing with the woman what I do with her. So what the hell you so proud about anyway?
You got a strap on. I'm gonna read it.
Exactly. I got the real thing. You know what I'm saying? Her shit battery charged than plastic. Man, my shit it pump blood. Goddamn it, you understand? And I know that we know what we talking about, right? A homosexual man act like, what? Brother, they act like they living life the right way when they doing the opposite of nature. You understand? Homosexual man, right now in this society, a gay black man is like, the national treasure. They promote gay black men like they straight black men. The way we should be honored, that's how this society honors gay black men. Like being a, flaming homosexual is some wonderful, grand thing. You understand that? Let's take it away from the homosexuality, right? Let's take it away from the gays and transgenders. What's usually behind somebody who's extremely proud? What's usually behind an inordinate amount of self-esteem? Think about growing up in the streets, right? Who was the cat that wanted to be known that he was the most gangster? Who was the cat that wanted it to be known that, I'm a G and I do this and I do that? What would we know in the streets about somebody who, did more, who did a lot of talking? He's a coward. The loudest talker is the biggest sucker. You understand? Somebody who does a lot of talking, what are they doing? They compensating for something. You know what I'm saying? The cat that's barking the loudest is usually the one with the smallest bite. Why is he barking loud? Because his bite ain't about shit. He barking loud to hope that that'll scare you from him doing anything. Because God forbid something happened, and he fucked up. You understand? Understand. So this is what I'm trying to get you to understand. The reason for an inordinate amount of self-esteem, or the reason for somebody to puff themselves up, is because really behind closed doors, they feel small. They feel like they ain't really nothing. They're compensating for something. You understand? That outside show of pride is really to cover up the inside of, feeling afraid, feeling, they really ain't shit. Their life really ain't about nothing. It's like, you ever heard the term you laugh to keep from crying? Right. That's what pride is. You understand? And for some of us, we've been that person. We've been that proud person that, that always put on a front because really it's to cover up that thing we hope nobody really see. To hide that thing we hope people don't recognize about us. You understand? And that's the evil of pride. Is pride really, it's a front. Pride is really, you know, it's to cover up something. It's to hide something. And that thing that people are trying to hide is the thing that needs to be healed. Right. It's the thing that needs to be fixed. It's the thing that needs to be addressed. You understand? The cat who fronts in the streets, he really should just not be in the streets. But because he feel like he ain't got no choice, I'm gonna be in the streets. I got to be the meanest. I got to be the baddest. I got to be the toughest. When really we should just deal with why are you in these streets in the first place? You understand? The homosexual, who's the proud homosexual, the biggest, the most flamboyant, it's because they really hurt. They really ashamed. They're really afraid on the inside. You know what I'm saying? Why? What's with all of this rainbows and these extravagant displays and tales of how wonderful your life is, when really your life is miserable and you hate yourself and you're dying on the inside. You understand? These homosexuals they live a horrible life, full of drug addiction, full of domestic violence, full of hurting themselves and cutting themselves and doing all manner of things. They have to have the extravagant show of pride because really their life is full of pain and hurt and shame and sadness. Everybody understand? And that is the evil of pride, because the evil of it is that behind the pride is something that needs to be healed. Everybody understand? So listen, so we got that, right? Pride is an inordinate self-esteem or puffed up feeling of oneself. You understand? Come on, raise your hand.
Do you feel like I feel like a lot of homosexuals, a lot of haters at the same time?
Yes, homosexuals are haters.
Yeah.
You understand?
Working around them and deal with them through on sometimes. I be like, man, don't make fun of you, don't downgrade, you still hate. You know what I'm saying? Like,
because again, the homosexual shows they put their homosexuality on they push it on people, right? Because really they're challenged by real man.
Right.
Like a gay man gotta be super gay because he can't be half of what you are.
Exactly.
So he gotta be super gay because he can't just be regular gay. Because if he's regular gay, he's just a faggot.
Yeah.
Bitch ass nigga. If he was just regular gay Tony, he just a faggot ass Tony. He got to be snapping his fingers and fucking long nails and yeah, girl. Because now he's, now he's, it make him feel like he's imposing himself on you. Right. He's making himself bigger than you. Because without that, he's just a faggot man. Right. He's just a weak man. Right. But if he's super gay, then he's super gay. Yeah. When you just being a regular man intimidates him. He's got to be super gay in order to deal with you being a regular man. Right. Because if he was just a gay, closet homosexual, being around you would be intimidating. It would be hard for him because inside he wishes he could be what you are. He wishes he could just be a man. He can't just be a man. So he got to, instead of being a bitch ass nigga, he got to be a super gay nigga. And I'm making a point. Like it goes back to the streets. If you a hoe ass nigga in the streets and you around real gangsters, you that comfortable being a bitch ass nigga. You scared. So in order to that, you got the nigga, what's up, nigga? Yeah, you got the chopper out here like some goofy motherfucker. What this bitch ass nigga? Yeah, all the real niggas like, fuck this nigga, man. He fucking hot ass nigga. I'm tripping, man. What's wrong with this nigga, man? He ain't acting like that. He don't realize that all that super gangster shit to all the real niggas, you was a clown. Right. You showing us that you afraid, man. Like if you just chill, nigga, maybe we wouldn't know you was a bitch.
Take the gun everywhere.
You know what I'm saying? Like
hurricane, he got a gun.
and it's more. It's less to take your gun everywhere, but it's more the show of it. The more the the trying to like you fronting.
Right.
Like the front is to feel comfortable. Because a bitch nigga can't be comfortable around a bunch of real niggas. He gotta to fit in. He gotta front and be super gangster. The faggot gotta be super gay because he's not comfortable being around real men. He gotta make it seem like being gay is super manly.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Like the faggot make it seem like he's super strong in his faggotry because he can't be around regular real men. And seeing a real man is like a challenge to a faggot. So he gotta be extra faggoty.
Right.
To be, he gotta make it seem like being faggoty is more manly.
Right.
Because what do they say about the faggot? Oh, he came out the closet, he's so strong. He's living his life.
Right.
When bitch, what's strong is being a fucking man.
Right.
Going in this world and that punching faggots in the face and you know what I'm saying? And think about everything in this society. They make it hard to be a man. You gotta go to some job. You gotta go to a job every day and be around half-naked women. And you can't even, you can't holler at the bitch. You can't say, what's good? Looking good today, Felicia. She might get you for sexual harassment or something.
Right.
You got to be around these bitches all day and just act like you don't see ass and titties hanging out. Just, you got to be at your job and just be a regular guy at the job. That's hard. But being some faggot in here, that ain't hard to do. I don't know. Maybe it's hard for me to just work around titties and ass all this. Excuse me, y'all. Maybe it's hard for me to work around women. I just see just women just dressed all inappropriately, and I got to be professional and hey, how you doing? And just ignore how unprofessional they are. Right. To me, that's hard. It ain't hard to be some faggot in here. Right. But they make it seem like the faggot is doing the tough thing. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
And that, I don't know. Salaki, come on with it.
You're so right. It's kind of confusion because one minute, it's okay to be gay. Let him do his thing. He did that. But on the other hand, you must be gay then because you are worried about him being gay.
Right.
So it's like a compliment to him, but it's a something to us.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, he can be free to be himself, but I can't be free to be myself.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Like, but that's this world. You know what I'm saying? They promote the things that's evil, and the things that's good, they make that harder to embrace. Everybody understand? All right, so let me go ahead and get a couple scriptures on this. All right, let me get
I just want to say they go a lot of ways. They go a lot of ways to how you could be one of the realest it is.
Mm-hmm.
And what I've been through, like I come to a spot which you said the work in.
Mm-hmm.
I changed the place from work to done. Instead of me trying to let her being promoted to a big position, how the world is.
Mm-hmm.
Instead of being promoted to a big position or a higher
office,
place, they bite your style, they use your style, and then keep you at the bottom, keep your pay down, and you be like, damn man, I don't get no recognition for changing this place for work better.
Yeah.
I made this place. Everybody coming off me now.
Yeah.
And only thing I can get is a good job and you know what I'm saying, a copy clown motherfucker to follow eat.
Mm-hmm.
And I made less work for the managers.
Mm-hmm.
I made it less work for the people one people person to a person that from a person that had experience coming up,
mm-hmm.
Doing this type of work and being a people person from the dope gang to the work industry and
mm-hmm.
coming from this world, from these type of people, and from the clubs, already being out and
mm-hmm.
and calm down from so much developing into another lifestyle with different people.
Mm-hmm.
On this type of lifestyle now coming up in the working world instead of the drug world.
Yeah.
You really, you could really maintain different people to to think about certain stuff and be calm and cool it, going at it and kicking off. You know what I'm saying? And understandable more about climate in a natural way than a certain way. The main thing though, is giving the props to the person that brought it.
Yeah, if I could, what you're describing is the difficulty of trying to be a decent nigga, or being a decent brother, when the world don't reward that.
Yeah.
And so here's what you gotta understand.
No.
That's the way the world is, right?
Yeah.
That's why you gotta get on the Lord's side.
Yeah.
Because the Lord does reward you for being a good brother. You know what I'm saying? You can't expect this evil society to be able to give you something that you should be expecting to receive from the Most High.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So that's something that we all experience. That's part of the challenges of being a good brother.
Yeah.
Because it seems like, man, I'm trying to do it the right way, and I ain't getting ahead. It can seem that way, but if you stand with the Most High, you'll begin to see the ways that He's going to reward you for being that good brother. You understand? And this world is quick to reward evildoers, or quick to reward somebody doing the wrong thing. But of course, doing the wrong thing, there's traps and there's pitfalls and there's ways for you to lose. You understand? This world makes it hard to be a good brother, but that's why we need all the good brothers to get together, and now we can benefit each other. And here in this place, you get rewarded for being a good brother. You get recognized for being a good brother. You understand? And it trickles over into other areas of your life where the people who really once would not acknowledge you for being a good brother, even they'll realize your worth and they'll realize your value. But that comes from having the Lord on your side. You understand, right?
I was thinking this would be a good group to join as well, because other than other obstacles, you know what I'm saying, you think about joining a knowledgeable group that ups and downs.
Well, here's what I'll tell you. Being in here, what you'll learn is that we're in this together. You understand? I don't know you from anything, but you my brother, man.
Right.
And guess what? Because you my brother, anything you need, I got you. Right. And guess what? There's gonna be a time I might need something. You got it? Guess what? I'm gonna have it. Right. And that's what we need in this world. Right. Because when you're a man by yourself, man, it's hard as hell out here. Right. It's rough. But if you got brothers, man, you got family, guess what? Ain't nothing that's impossible. Right. And that's what we learn in this Bible. That's the lesson that Christ came to teach us, was to listen. When 2 or 3 of us are gathered, guess what? The Lord is there. Right. You understand? And so we gotta really be about that. And the way that we be about that is it develops over time. You know what I'm saying? But that's what this place is. You understand? All right, so let me get Proverbs chapter 11, verse 2. All right, so we're going to go into a couple scriptures pertaining to pride. I'm going to break them down, you know what I'm saying? Pride in general, but specifically, we're dealing with the evil of this whole Pride month. And really what the Lord says is at the core of it, all right? All right, come on, y'all, you got it.
The book of Proverbs, chapter 11, verse 2. When pride cometh, then cometh shame.
When pride comes, then comes shame. Everybody understand? Right now, man, they having a pride month. But there's a time coming very soon in this earth where that pride is going to be turned to shame. Everybody understand? For a lot of them homosexuals, that pride is turned to shame when they got that AIDS. They got that hepatitis. They got that syphilis. They got that damn disease that won't get right. And that pride turned to shame. Everybody understand? So there's a time where the pride that they have in the earth, that pride in the earth is going to be turned to shame. Everybody understand? Keep reading.
Come. But with the lowly is wisdom.
But with the lowly is wisdom. What's the opposite of being prideful? Being lowly. You understand? Just being somebody that's just about their business, man, doing their thing. Everybody understand? Self-esteem is necessary in order to survive in this world. You gotta have a positive self-image. You gotta be confident in who you are and be proud of who you are. Take pride in who you are. Right. Everybody understands? But there's a difference between being proud of who you are and being prideful. Everybody understand? You should, every day you should look yourself in the mirror and say, man, I made it. You know what I'm saying? Here another day, yeah, all of us in this room, we free. Ain't none of us locked down right now. We ain't dead. And we know plenty of brothers who locked down and they not here. You understand? You should be every day thankful of the life that you're living. That's necessary in order to survive in this society. Everybody understand? Come on with it.
So can you be prideful in the Lord?
Yes.
Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, give all the Lord credit for everything. And would that be like being prideful? If you like, man, the Lord bless me, you know what I mean? Would that be you when you know you ain't did shit? You know what I'm saying? You give it all again, and you like, damn, I want other motherfuckers to see it and start following the Lord and do what I did. So, you know what I mean? Is that
okay?
the same thing we talking about?
Okay, this is what it's a little different, right?
Okay.
Here's how you should be prideful. Here's how you should be proud in the Lord. Be proud for righteousness' sake. Meaning, be proud that the Most High allowed you to change your life. But don't necessarily be proud of the things you've gotten because of it. There's a difference between, man, I'm living right, versus look at all the things I got. You know what I'm saying? So,
Okay. Yeah.
because Christians are prideful and look at all the things I got.
Yeah.
But the pride we should have is, man, I ain't smoked, I don't smoke cigarettes no more.
Exactly.
It's been 10 years since I smoked
I'm
weed.
getting some peace now.
Yeah.
Now I can sleep at night without having to think about a drink. I can go to bed. Like, and so being prideful, can I put
Yes,
that?
you can.
Can I, be like, thank the Lord for that. I don't fuck up no more.
Yeah.
I can be prideful that
You can
way.
be prideful that way. You should take pride in that. Everybody understands. You know what I'm saying? But that's different than the Christian pride of, but all the things God did.
God bless me, holy water. I got $1,000 check.
Yeah,
That's
that's
today because I served the Lord. I got $1,000 check.
and they're lying because they didn't get those things because of God. God ain't why they got those things. Everybody understands, right? Come on, y'all.
I was proud that I didn't have to go and get some the stuff they had to use to pass the drug test.
Right.
I was proud.
Right.
That's be prideful of that.
Yeah.
Really proud that I was able to go to I was able to go to a drug test and use my and just be in the car.
Right.
I ain't had to go get no, I ain't had to do none of them tricks that need to be done. I went ahead and used the bathroom. Man, I remember them days. I remember a whole day of drinking cranberry juice and taking niacin pills. Some of those pills, then you burn it, you piss 10 20 times. Then you drink some regular juice and eat some food so that the pee don't, because at one point they came up with something where the pee was too clean. Right. You diluted the test. Man, just be able to just live your regular life and just go take a drug test. Like, that's amazing. Yeah, that's
everybody can do that.
And that's when the scriptures say, and with wisdom is with the lowly. That's what it's talking about.
Okay.
Wisdom is with the lowly, man. Listen, I'm just serving the Lord, man.
Right.
And guess what? Everything that come my way in life, I'm able to navigate it. Why? Because I'm doing what the Lord said to do. Everybody understand? All right. Let me drop that. Let me get Isaiah. Let me get hold on. Let's get Isaiah 3 and 9.
I just wanna say, like, also when I had first met you as a other guy, I had seen something about y'all favorite, like on the Last Dragon. So
yeah,
I was like, I see it over again, with the
that's just our culture. You come to these classes and we start getting to this Bible. I'll teach a class about the attire of Israelite and why we dress the way we dress. And once you get an understanding of it, you'll be able to be like, okay, Man, I get it. Now, one thing, a lot of people say they think what you think. You say, man, like Cats Off the Last Dragon, right? But let me ask you this. The Cats Off the Last Dragon, if you ran into one of them in real life, would you try that? Nah. Would you want beef with the last dragon?
Right.
Nah, I don't want I don't want beef with them niggas. I don't mind. I hear people say that. I don't mind that because you ain't about to run up on show nothing. You ain't about to. Listen, you should not run up on show nothing. You see us, you should not run up on us because you get dealt with properly. You understand? So I don't mind it. People say other things. They say you look like Power Ranger, right? Well, guess what? You ain't about to run up on no Power Ranger. Power Ranger whoop your ass. So I don't mind those different things. I know it's different. It's strange for some people, but it's still, hey man, you better leave them niggas alone, man. You better not go mess around and show nothing them. And that's all that matters to me. As long as you recognize that the show enough niggas is not the niggas you want to play with, and I'm cool with whatever you come on with it.
I was trying to go along with it at first, but I look at it as another way of being separate, holy.
Yeah.
Because I ain't walking around with no friends on that.
Yeah.
But you can look at I ain't coming to the first one niggas I see, okay.
Yeah.
I got to go if I can.
Yeah.
See, like, the one right there,
Yeah.
I'm like, oh, nigga, you got friends down.
Yeah.
Snap us.
You know what I'm saying? That's the thing. Don't worry, he's gonna be right. He's gonna be right. Shut up, He's gonna have a headband and everything. He's gonna be in all black. You know what I'm saying? But it is our culture though, and at this time, especially, we talking about pride. These homosexuals is free to be who they are. But we should be free to be who we are. We should fully embrace our culture, right, and embrace what God gave us and stand up in it. Be strong and be wear it for the world to see. Because we're in a time where everybody is free to do that. You understand? So we should be free to. We got to take our spirit and put that on. Everybody understand? Let's get Isaiah chapter 3, verse 9. E, if you don't mind, you want to read it, E?
I don't mind.
Isaiah 3 and 9.
Okay.
Go ahead.
Isaiah chapter. Okay. Right here, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Isaiah. Right here. Oh. Okay. Isaiah chapter 9.
Chapter 3, verse 9.
Chapter 3, verse 9. The shoe of their
Countenance, yeah.
okay, no witness against them.
All right, it says the show of their countenance does witness against them. What is the show of their countenance? Is their appearance, right? This is saying their appearance witnesses against them. Meaning their appearance tells you everything you need to know about them, right? Keep reading.
Okay. And they declare their sin as Sodom.
They declare their sin as Sodom. You know what Sodom is famous for?
What's that?
Sodom and Gomorrah, right? It's famous in the Bible for a city of homosexuals and rapists. You understand? And guess what? The people of Sodom and Gomorrah, they were proud to be homosexuals and rapists. So the Bible is describing somebody who shows that the show of their countenance witnesses against them. I mean, you look at them, you know what they about. They declare their sin as Sodom, meaning they proud of their sin, just like the Sodomites were proud of their sin. What are we talking about? We talking about these homosexuals. But God is describing homosexuals in the Bible. And this Bible is what? He's old. The Bible was here before any of us was here. But God described homosexuals way back then. Their show of their countenance does witness against them. They declare their sin as Sodom. Keep reading me.
They hide it. They hide it not.
They hide it not. They don't hide their sin. They not in the closet. They out in the open with it. You understand? For everybody to see. Keep reading.
Woe unto their soul.
Woe unto their soul. Read on.
For they have rewarded evil unto themselves.
Woe unto their soul. Woe, E is an old English word that means destruction. God said destruction unto them. You understand? Because they have rewarded evil unto their soul. And that goes, we talk about homosexual, but guess what, E? That goes for the drug dealer. That goes for the prostitute. That goes for the pimp. You understand? In this world, you can tell what people are about. Why? Because they'll show you their sin. They'll show you what they're about.
Right.
You understand? How you know a drug dealer when you see him, E? Drug dealers in the hood where everybody poor, but what the drug dealer got? All the new clothes, fresh, got the jewelry on. You understand? Got the car with the big rims. He declaring he's his witness. I mean, the show of his countenance witness against him. You understand? They declare they sin is silent. You understand?
Be like
Whoa.
me.
No, don't sweat. Woe unto them. You understand? Well, if you sinning and you evil in the society, Lord is saying, man, you gonna witness against yourself. Okay. You gonna show everybody what you about. You understand? And you reward evil unto yourself. What does that mean? You reward evil unto yourself. How does the drug dealer reward evil unto himself with the jewelry and the nice car and the money? He make himself a target, bro. Target to be robbed, a target to be shot at, a target to be locked up by the police. You understand? Because he's bringing it on himself. The homosexual, he's flamboyant and gay. How does he reward himself? He get AIDS, get some disease, or get raped, or who knows what horrible things happen to homosexuals. They brought it on themselves. You understand? Same thing with the hoe and the prostitute and the pimp and all the other evildoers in our society. Hell, look at the Christians. Right. Look at the Christian. They, you know what I'm saying? They pride in their Christianity, proud in their Christianity, proud in their white Jesus. You understand? And what does it result in? You understand? If being a Christian was the way of serving God, then it wouldn't be no drive-by shootings. Wouldn't be no death and killings in our communities. The black community wouldn't be in shambles the way it is. Guess what? All the poor people I ever knew growing up, guess what they were? They was Christians. So all of the drug addicts I've ever known in my life, what were they? They was Christians, man.
White G.
All of the drug dealers I've ever known in my life, what were they? They was Christians, man. They went to jail, some of them became Muslims, and this one they came and they came home and did what? Went right back to selling drugs. You understand? Like the Bible is describing when you evil and you wicked, your countenance is going to witness against you. The pride of your countenance. Everybody understand? Come on with me.
So, you want to say Christian is the top best of culture? Or, when
it comes to religions?
Yeah, religion.
No. So here's what you understand, and that's why I put the Christians out there, right? A Christian is worse than a crackhead. Right. And I want you to hear what I'm saying. I want you to hear this. Here's why Christianity is worse than crack. Because a crackhead knows that he should change his life and get off of drugs, right? But Christians think that they doing what God said. Right. But nobody who's a Christian is doing what God said.
Right.
You understand? Hear what I'm saying, E? The church has been teaching us lies for hundreds of years. The church has been teaching us that God loves us no matter what. The church has been teaching us that God's law is done away with. The church has been teaching us it's okay to be a homosexual because God loves you no matter what. The church teaches it's okay to sell drugs because God loves you no matter what. The church teaches it's okay to pimp women because God loves you no matter what. You see how dangerous that is, E? You see how that causes all of the pain and the evil that we see in our community? The crackhead, he knows that he's addicted to this drug, but the Christian thinks that they love Jesus. They don't love Jesus, E. Because if they love Jesus, what would they do? They would do what Jesus said to do. If they love God, they would do what God said to do. How do I know Christians don't love Jesus and they not doing what God said to do? How do I know?
Yeah, the research.
Okay, don't think that. Just okay. What research have I done to know Christians don't do what God said to do?
I mean, for Christians to be the number one religion everybody following the go to, and for you to be totally opposite on it.
Mm-hmm.
You have done deep research to think not, because there's so much people on that railroad, on that road.
Okay.
So if you think different, you had to. Some had to have you snap out of it like,
Yeah.
hell no. It's like you had to. With so many people out of Christian, I'm a Christian.
Mm-hmm.
I'm like, go to this church, Christian. I mean, women. There's so many women, so many different cultures.
Mm-hmm.
Like, Christian is the top of the line. Christian is, and for you to just up and say, this is not, Christian is not, it's not my expected of the role I decide.
Mm-hmm.
For the simple fact, I think different.
Mm-hmm.
And for you to think different with so many people always putting that in your face, and girl, you had to do some major research like, hell no. Nah.
Well, here's the research I did. I read the Bible.
Yeah.
That's all I did.
Okay.
I came to school and I started reading the Bible.
Right.
And if you come in this school and you start reading the Bible,
right,
you're gonna realize that Christians do nothing that God say to do.
Right.
There's very simple things in this Bible, very simple things that we supposed to do, and Christians do not do them.
It's different Bibles now too. So.
No, this is the King James. I'm glad you said that, E. This is the King James Bible, same Bible that your grandma had, that your mama had. The same Bible. If you got a Bible at home, it's probably a King James Bible.
Right.
It's the same Bible, E. And guess what Christians their entire lives have never done? Did what that book said you did.
Right.
You understand? Right. And so as you come to class, I'm gonna show you the things that we were taught growing up about the Bible. In Christianity, they were lies. Right. You understand? And those lies are the reason that we destroy. Those lies are the reason we do the horrible things that we do. Right. If I could, just let me ask you this. Just ask you a couple questions. Okay. You celebrate Christmas? What if I showed you that was, come on,
that's Jesus Christ's birthday.
So what if I showed you in the Bible, that's a lie?
That's Jesus Christ's birthday?
Not at all. And it's an evil thing against God to celebrate Christmas.
That is told around the world, told so many times. Just like I told you, Christians say it around the world. So Christmas, that's Jesus Christ's birthday. That's the day you supposed to celebrate. I'm gonna show you, Eve. If you keep coming to class, I'm gonna show you that that's a lie. Yeah. And celebrating Christmas is evil against God. I want to know.
Let me ask you this, Eve. Yeah. How was Christ born?
Mary.
Mary what?
His mother named Mary.
Mm-hmm.
I heard. That's all I know.
So Mary just had a baby.
Yes.
How did Mary get that?
Mary had a baby, not by sex,
mm-hmm. but
it was just
immaculate conception, right?
Yeah.
That's a lie.
Yeah.
I'm gonna show you in the Bible that Mary had sex with Joseph.
Right.
And that's how Christ was born. Christ's mama and daddy had sex. That's how he was born.
It's told so many different times.
Let me ask you this, E. Who did Christ die for?
For us.
Who's us?
Our people in the world.
Everybody in the world. E, that's a lie.
Right.
According to the Bible.
Right.
All the things that I just asked you, E, that's what Christians been teaching.
Yeah.
And those things are lies.
That's all you heard.
Yeah.
I always heard.
And that's why Christianity is so evil.
Okay.
Because they've been lying on God, and people are hurt by those lies.
Yeah.
It's not a small thing. Those things I just asked you, a lot of people are hurt because they believe those things. And so the truth is what's going to set you free. The truth is what will get you to realize. The truth is what strengthens you against the lies. Right. Like we've been taught, God loves us no matter what. That's why these homosexuals are so proud. Because when you tell them, man, you're wrong for being a homosexual, they say, God loves me no matter what. Where did they get that from? They got that from the church.
Yeah.
The woman who goes and murders her baby, she was told that God loved her no matter what. So she go murder that baby because God loved her no matter what. Christian church is the place where all of the hurt that we all experience comes from the lies that were taught in the church.
In the church.
Hypocrites in the church. You understand? So that's why what we need is to know the truth about God.
Right.
We need to know what's the truth about Jesus Christ, who he died for. how he was born, what we supposed to celebrate. This Sunday, here in this school, we're going to celebrate the Feast of First Fruits. And that's a biblical holiday. It's a day that the Lord said we're supposed to celebrate. You've never heard of the Feast of First Fruits, have you? Because of Christianity, man.
Right.
Come on with it.
They said that Jesus fed everybody with fish.
Mm-hmm.
Is that true?
That was true.
Okay.
Jesus fed everybody with 3 fish and 5 loaves of bread.
Yeah.
But and the scriptures tells us how he did it. And I'll break that down for you.
Right.
You understand? The same way we talked about brotherhood earlier, looking out for each other. That's how Christ fed those thousands of people with 3 fish and 5 loaves of bread.
Right.
Because of brotherhood. Because they looked out for it. They did it the right way. You understand? And Christ made sure the Lord made sure Christ could feed them all.
Right.
And guess what? We can feed everybody. If we do what the Lord said to do. Like we come together in brotherhood and in righteousness, and if we standing with the Lord, then those things that we saw Christ do, we're gonna do those things. You understand? You might not believe it, but Memphis is going to be the kingdom of heaven for those of us who serve the Lord.
Right.
I know Memphis seems like Memphis is a horrible place in many respects. A lot of poverty, a lot of drugs, a lot of gangs, a lot of hatred between brothers. But guess what? We're going to change Memphis, man. Yeah. We're going to find the brothers and the sisters who want to serve the Lord. And guess what? We're going to serve the Lord. And when we serve the Lord, these things that we read about in this Bible, it's going to come true in our lives. And we're going to change. We're going to get brothers and sisters off the drugs. Hey, you know what? We're going to fix you. Whatever you got going on, we're going to help you get right. Understand? We're going to fix whatever issues you got and help you to overcome whatever things you fighting with if you stand with the Lord.
Right.
If you do what the Lord said to do, your life is going to change, brother. And we're going to change the lives of other brothers and sisters. But it starts with you coming to class and getting an understanding, and you start to read that Bible, and not just read it just to read it, but to understand it, to apply it to your life. That's the goal of all these classes. You understand? All right. Most time Christ. We could drop that real quick. We get a couple more scriptures about this pride. All right. Nah, for sure, man. For sure. All right, let's get Proverbs 16 and 18.
I was thinking y'all was a little different than the church. That's why I started instead of going to a church, where they say the preachers be crooked off. So I was thinking y'all stood out the whole totally different.
For sure, but that's the Lord showing you the spirit, right. And it might be something that's I don't want you to think it ain't something that's spooky, but you seen something different from us. Right. It's kind of different than when we talk to you. Right. You can tell by the way we talk. Like, man, I ain't heard nobody break it down like that. Right. That I can't take credit for that. Right. The Lord gets the credit for that.
Right. Then I see something on YouTube also. The police couldn't even touch.
That's the Lord.
You know what I'm saying?
And that's the Lord. You know what I'm saying? We can't take no credit for that. It's because we stand with the Lord, those things are possible. He makes those things happen. You understand what I'm saying? Right. But this life that we live, it ain't normal. Right. You know what I'm saying? Meaning we live normal lives, but the things that happen in our lives are extraordinary because we serve the Lord. Right. But to serve the Lord, it takes strength. Right. You know what I'm saying? It takes discipline. It takes having brothers. You know what I'm saying? So it's not something you just wake up one day and decide to do. It's really something that the Most High got to draw you into. It's something the Lord got to, force you into. Right. For a lot of us, we came to this place because we ain't have nowhere else to go. Right. We came here because I need help. I need to get right. Yeah. And when you're at that place, it's easier to come in here. But the real test is what you're going to do once you get fixed. Right. What you're going to do once things get better in your life. Are you still going to stay? Or you going to say, man, hey, they helped me get right, man. I'm good. You out the door. Now, if that's the case, don't sweat. That's the Lord's business. Yeah. But we do the Lord's work. Right. That's our only focus, our only responsibility is doing what the Lord said to do. Right. And we go do it. And the lives of the brothers and sisters' lives we change. Most High Christ.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? But it's a selfless job. This ain't nothing that's gonna, big me up or make me great. It's the Lord's work, man. I'm just thankful the Most High has allowed me to be cleaned up and be fixed to be able to be a vessel for him to use to wake up other brothers and sisters. You know what I'm saying? Lord, allow one day you'll be in this seat. You'll be teaching the class and you'll be able to say, man, I came here. I ain't know it. I thought they was, some showing up brothers, but they helped me get cleaned up and fix my life, and now I'm in here helping y'all. And that's how it happened. Yeah. Because one day, at one point, I was sitting in your seat.
Right.
And I was in class for my first time, and I'm looking around like, man, I don't know what's going on with these cats, man. They dressing all funny and extra tough, and they all rough, and why they act like that? But then I kept coming, I kept learning, and before I knew it, I was one of them. Right. Now I'm the chief of them. You know what I'm saying? And, hey, that's how it happens. You know what I'm saying? That's how it happens, man. Last scripture, man. Proverbs chapter 16, verse 18. Trooper Hosh, you got it.
Book of Proverbs, chapter 16, verse 18. Pride goes before destruction, and a haughty spirit before a fall.
Everybody understands. Pride goes before destruction, and a haughty spirit before a fall. You understand? But what we're going to see in this world is that things like Pride Month and all of the things that people are taking pride in this world, the pride comes before the fall. So if you brothers and sisters, man, I know a lot of y'all bothered by the gayness, you bothered by all the rainbows and all of the, homosexuality that's coming out of the TV and out of the radio, and you're seeing it walking down the street. Don't worry. Let them have their pride now. Let them have their moment. Let them have their fun, because the time is coming real soon when we're going to watch their destruction. Time is coming real soon when we're going to watch their fall. And when we watch their destruction and when we watch their fall, we're going to remember that the Lord all said these things were going to come to pass. Right. We're going to remember that the Lord had already told us pride goes before destruction. Everybody understand? Keep reading.
Better is it to be a humble spirit with the lowly.
Better it is to be of a humble spirit with the lowly. Read on.
Than to divide the spoil with the proud.
Than to divide the spoil with the proud. And that goes to what you were saying earlier, E. You know what I'm saying? You slaving at a place and you making the place better and improving the quality of what they're doing, and somebody else taking the credit and they getting the raise and they getting the bonus. No sweat, E. Let them have that money. Let them divide the spoil with the proud. Let them puff themselves up. It's better for you to be of a lowly spirit and be humble. You understand? And that's what the truth allows us to be lowly, be humble, man. Let the world have the rewards of the world, because the things that we doing and the way we live, we're going to be rewarded by our Father. Right. And as long as we serve the Most High and obey Him, we know our reward is coming. Let the world have their pride. Let them have they raise at that goddamn job. You know what I'm saying? Because what the Lord got for you is something way more valuable. Everybody understand? No, well, Most High Christ. Let me see. And that's it. We hit on that, man. We at the time. It's 8 o'clock. We're gonna get up out of here, man. We the Israelite. Clap it up. Close out the class. All right. We the Israelite School of Universal Practical Knowledge out of 1 West 125th Street in Harlem, New York. Man, we got rules in the school for new brothers and sisters. When a new brother or sister coming to the school, they off limits for 6 months. They're here to learn and share themselves with the world. You understand? So what that means is when a brother or sister come in here, they, for their first 6 months, we allow them to have a chance to share themselves with the world. You understand? So for a brother like you, E, your first 90 days coming into the school, nobody ain't gonna be no hanging out. Let's go get a drink. We're gonna allow you some time to change your life. You come to class, you know what I'm saying? You go home, handle your business, take care of your responsibilities. If you need counsel, if you need some type of help, all you gotta do is you call that number, you get the help and get the counsel and the guidance that you need. You understand? We're gonna allow you time to change your life and become who it is the Lord called you to be. You understand? Sometimes we have sisters in here. When sisters come into the school, guess what we not doing? Ain't nobody talking to the sisters and trying to get to know them and trying to hang out with them. This place ain't the church.
Right.
You understand? Ain't nobody trying to chase after no women. We let women come in here and have time to change their life, have time to learn. You understand? So with that, after 6 months, you know what I'm saying? Brothers and sisters, you know what I'm saying? You family now. And then after 6 months, let's say if a sister came in here, she off limits for 6 months. We let her change her life and become who the Lord called her to be. After 6 months, if she's single, she may be interested in somebody. And she can say she's interested in somebody, she'll get some counsel. Brother and sister made the sister like you. You're a brother, you like a sister. You say, well, I like a sister. Y'all get an opportunity, y'all get approved to court each other. Courtship is a time to get to know each other and date and things like that. And after 6 months of courting, brother and sister want to be together, and they can get married. Right. All right. So we have those rules in place because this ain't the whole house. This ain't the church where you just meet a woman and you get it on. You understand? We got rules against things like that. Huh? Marriage is sexy. Yeah. And here you have, you know what I'm saying? Marriage ain't a wedding ring on the finger. Marriage is having sex with a woman. You understand? So any woman you have sex with, that's your wife.
Ring or not.
Yeah, ring or not. You know what I'm saying? So we'll talk more about that as you keep coming to class, but that's why I wanted to make sure the brother wanted you to understand that. And here, if you have sex with a woman, you married to her. You understand? There's a sister up in here, and you deal with her, have sex with her. Guess what? I'm never gonna touch her. Right. The last thing I want to do is go behind you. Sorry, you my brother, but I do not want your sloppy second. You understand that, right? So we got you have sex with her, she yours for life, unless she gonna be with another man, in which case she's a hoe, and nobody want to have nothing to do with it. You understand, right? All right. So aside from that, tithes is a commandment. 10% of any penny of any increase the Lord gives you comes into the school. And your tithes, goes to help build the school. Tithes doesn't, ain't nobody riding no Rolls Royces or no Bentleys. It's just 4 of us in the class. But tithes is 10% of your earnings goes to the priest of the Lord, and that money gets used to fund these schools that we have all across the country. The videos you saw on YouTube, the brothers out there speaking and the police coming against them. The tithes is used to make sure that we can reach our people and help them out. We got programs. You talked about the housing program and things like that we got going on. The tithes is what funds all of that. We completely self-sufficient. You understand? So pay your tithes. We find it in the scriptures. It says it's 10% of any penny of any increase the Lord gives you comes into the school. What's the scriptures?
Malachi chapter 8.
3, 8 through 10. You know what I'm saying? In the book of Numbers, so the tithes is 10% of any penny of any increase the Lord gives you. Upcoming holy convocations, like I said, June 20th is the closing of the Feast of First Fruits. That's this Sunday. We will have the closing of the Feast of First Fruits, all right? With that said, if you want to be a troop in the school, start wearing all black boots, black pants, black headband, black scarf, all right? Black t-shirt as well, all black. The way you see this brother dress, you can come into the school, start dressing like this brother when you come to class, all right? All right. All right, Malachi chapter 3, verse 8 through 10. Let's read it for the brother right quick. Trooper Ops, if you could. So I'm gonna read Malachi for you, all right? Okay. All right.
3, 8 through 10.
Come.
This is the book of Malachi, chapter 3, verse 8. Will a man rob God? Yet ye have robbed me, but ye say, wherein have we robbed thee? In tithes and offerings.
Everybody understands. The scripture say, will a man rob God? How do you rob God, E? You don't give him the 10% that he requires. You understand? Now, can you give God 10%? Meaning, can you physically give God 10%? No. So where do you give it? You give it to his servants. Right? Why? What do his servants do? They do God's will, do his work. So that 10% goes to his servants so that they can do his work. A Bentley ain't the Lord's work. A Rolls Royce ain't the Lord's work. A private jet ain't the Lord's work. You understand? But teaching these classes is. Going out there on the street is. Traveling to different cities, that is the Lord's work. Providing brothers and sisters with assistance, food programs, get off, drug addiction programs, brothers and sisters who can't read, we got GED programs. The tithes goes towards God's work. Pay your tithes, you understand, right? All right. We can drop that. Like I said, we're gonna be a troop in the school, start wearing all black, boots, shirt, pants, headband, and scarf. And with that, I imagine which means to stand. So at the end of class, what we do is we send up prayers, all right? Because we got the class started a little late, we're just gonna say the Lord's Prayer, all right? So we're gonna start upon your hakadam, which means turn and face the east. We're gonna face this way. This way is this way. All right. We're gonna turn and face the east. We're gonna say the Lord's Prayer. I'm gonna say it in Hebrew, then I'm gonna hand it to the officer in Mayala. He's gonna say it in English, all right? All right, it's the Lord's Prayer in Hebrew. Abanau, Shabbat Shemayim, Kodash, Ayah, Shabbat, Yahweh, Malakah, Mala'ah, Zayaka, Ayah, Aisha, Ba'aratazah, Gawah, Ayah, Bashemayim, Thunderna, Lakum, Ka, Yawam, Wasalak now, Couple Waf now, Wasalak now, Couple Waf you now, Wala'ah, Tabayan now, Wanasai one. It's like so the dog getting on the prayers too. Bonasaya one. A ball. Hawashai now. Mayan. Kaya. Laka. Hamalakwa. Waha'ala. Wahafapa'ara. La I will love you. Amen. We're going to say the Lord's Prayer in English now.
The Lord's Prayer in English. Our Father, which art in heaven, hallowed be thy name. Yahweh. Thy kingdom come. Thy will be done. In earth. As it is in heaven. Give us this day. Our daily bread. And forgive our debts. As we forgive our debtors. And lead us not into temptation. But deliver us from evil. For thine is the kingdom. The power and the glory. And the power and the glory. Forever. So be it.
All right. Saw, which means turn. Face each other. All right. Men of Israel, we give one courtesy salute. Imagine Shabbat. Imagine Barak. What we just said, repeat after me. Yahweh. Bahashim. Yahweh Shah. One more time. Yahweh. No, one more time. Yahweh Shah. Yahweh Shah. Yahweh Shah is Jesus' name in Hebrew.
Okay.
So we say Yahweh Shah. So we're going to start from the top. Yahweh. Bahashim. Yahweh Shah. Barak. Athah. And that means the Most High bless you in the name of Christ. All right, that's what you just said. All right. Yajimatar, hands down. Saul, now for there's some sisters tuning in online, so we're going to turn and face where the sisters will be sitting in the room, which is over here to the left. We're going to give one courtesy salute to the sisters. Ben and Mitchell, Imagine Shabbat, Imagine, Barak, Yahweh, I'm gonna say it one more time for E slowly. It's Yahweh, Shamar, Alatha, Bahashim, Yahweh Shai. And what that is to the sisters is the Most High watch over you in the name of Christ. All right? Yajimatar, hands down, class dismissed. All right?